Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today, Monday morning, September 20th. Do you remember the 20th night of September? Wait, that's not how that song goes. I'm the man they call Meathead. Joining me this morning on a Monday morning is Linda Kay. Good morning, Linda.
You got to save that for tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. Folks, be
21st
prepared.
of September. Yes.
I'm going to see the Trolls version, just so you know.
Okay, right. That works.
Well, it's Monday morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We had quite a scorcher in the Milwaukee area this past weekend. It definitely didn't feel like fall's approaching. It was hot. We closed out Summerfest.
They call that Indian summer, I believe, around here.
I was on the golf course.
Yep. Oh, we got big golf stuff happening here in the Fox Valley.
Oh, yeah. That too. But can I just mention that I saw Sheila E. at Summerfest this past
Was she
weekend?
glamorous?
Yes, living the glamorous life.
Nice.
Meathead, she did some Prince songs, and she was just moving around like she, if it was 1984. She was
what movie she was in
that guitar.
She doesn't get enough credit for? Do you know what movie she was in? The one big movie that featured Andrew Dice Clay called Ford Fairlane. She played in that movie as well.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, go ahead. Check it out. Ford Fairlane, probably one of my cult favorites. I used to fall asleep watching that movie every night. Kari Wurr, that's when Vince Neil first broke away from Motley Crue, and that's the song that he did. He had the lead track for that soundtrack.
Awesome. Yes, so, I just had to chime that in. But yeah, it was a great weekend. I hope you had a tremendous weekend as well.
I did. The Packers season starts tonight.
Yes.
It didn't count.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Brewers clinched.
Playoffs. They didn't clinch because they were nervous. They clinched a playoff spot. They didn't actually clinch themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But all they have to do is beat up on the Cardinals a little bit, maybe beat up on the Mets a little bit, can clinch the division at home and get ready for the playoffs.
October baseball, baby.
October baseball. I beg you, Milwaukee Brewers, if you are listening to this podcast, which I know you do, I know that you follow us and you subscribe to us on Apple, on podcasts, wherever you're listening, Spotify, all those others, YouTube and Facebook. Milwaukee Brewers, I'd like to go inside of you right now. I had such a tremendous time in the Deer District while the Milwaukee Bucks became world champions. Please find a way, anyway, somewhere around American Family Field to make that happen. You could have a bigger celebration than the Bucks had. The Brewers have tried for so long to bring a baseball winner here. They have not won a world championship in this city, in Milwaukee, in baseball since 1957. Let's make this happen. And I pulled out. All right. So, can we get a Brewers district? Can we get a beer district?
Yeah. The Brewers. Let me get back to you on something that that starts with a B.
Okay. So, Linda Kay, we have a very, very special sponsor that always takes care of us. I know you want to tell us about it.
Absolutely. That would be Collar and Elbow. Make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Especially right now, Collar and Elbow does have a special Daphne tribute T-shirt on there right now. Where Collar and Elbow is spoken to Daphne's family, and the proceeds to that T-shirt are going to go to the CTE Foundation at Boston.
Yeah, that's the Chris Harvard one, right? The one that studies concussions and CTE. Mm-hmm. That the brain disorders that a lot of football players and wrestlers have dealt with, and from multiple concussions. No, I love it. So yeah, Daphne.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure go to collarandelbowbrand.com. See the Daphne shirt, and as always, you can save a little cash when you're getting your wrestling T-shirts and tank tops and patches. Use promo code LindaK, LINDAKAY, to save that 10% off.
Nice. Make sure you guys are ordering that. I know you guys are listening and subscribing on the YouTube and, like I said, the Facebook and everywhere else you're listening, Spotify and what have you. So make sure you're ordering it using the promo code LindaK. Linda, we have a little bit of local news that we want to get out to before we get into kind of national stuff. What's going on with Crusher Fest?
Yes. So in just a couple of weeks, in South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where
Did you know that South Milwaukee is south of Milwaukee? I don't know if anybody outside the state knows that.
it is definitely indeed. Yes. So it is a town in Milwaukee County called South Milwaukee, and where we have the Crusher statue. The streets surrounding will be closed for the second annual Crusher Fest. Now, there's different festivities taking place, but on Saturday, October 9th, and I'll get to what's going on that Friday and Sunday, but on Saturday, October 9th, we will have GLCW and MIAW presenting the Bolo Beatdown, where yours truly will be ring announcing.
Nice.
And we'll have lots of your favorite GLCW stars, including former senior intern Cal Hero, the Fanny Pack Kid.
Nice.
He will be on the bill. Bell time for that show is going to be in the afternoon. It's at 3:30 p.m. Make sure to check that out. But we also just recently announced the night before, on Friday, October 8th, our friend DN, our friend from Dallas, we can say it, our friend Damian Nelson.
Oh, that guy.
Be hosting a Tales from the Ring special put together by GLCW, and it will feature Eric Bischoff.
He's back and better than ever.
Yes. So that will take place Friday night, October 8th. Make sure to go to blizzardbrawl.com for more details and for tickets. And then Saturday, we've got our Bolo Beatdown show brought to you, or featuring, presented by GLCW and MIAW for a fantastic wrestling show right in downtown South Milwaukee in the street. blizzardbrawl.com for more details.
Wow. That is amazing. I know that there's some other talents that may be announced. I thought I saw on the internet that Mad USA was coming. What's that woman's name? Mad USA?
Madusa.
I love me some Madusa.
Added as well. Thank you. She will be at a signing meet and greet, actually with Eric Bischoff as well, Saturday during, or right before, I should say, the wrestling show as well. I believe it's from 2 to 4 p.m.
They've got a long history too. I mean, because remember, Eric and Madusa also worked in AWA in the area.
Absolutely. And of course, WCW, and I'm excited for that. But I've got to mention something actually coming up this Saturday as well. In case we don't get to it at the end of today's show, let's not forget, we've got Mick Foley in town this
star
Saturday
of the last episode of Heels. He was just on last night's episode of Heels.
There we go. GLCW, have a nice day. We're going to be back in Cedarburg, Wisconsin at Circle B Recreation. That's this Saturday night, September 25th. Bell time, 7 o'clock. Tickets are flying off. You got to make sure to lock yours in because this will sell out. Limited amount of meet and greet tickets have just been released. Again, blizzardbrawl.com to lock in your tickets. I'll be there. I'll be ring announcing. We got the Fanny Pack Kid in the house. We've got some stars from OVW coming up for that as well, including that heated rivalry between Cal Hero and Tony Gunn. That's going to come to fruition. Grudge match this Saturday night in Cedarburg as well. So we can touch up on that again tomorrow morning, but just wanted to get that out there so everybody can, in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, or if you want to drive up to Wisconsin or drive east, drive west, drive south.
Well, south of Milwaukee is where I've always found it funny that there's South Milwaukee is in Milwaukee County, but I mean, that's just me.
Yes. So anyways, just wanted to get that out so you could plan your weekend properly. How about that?
10-4. All right. We need to touch on a little bit of news here before we go into reviewing what happened on Rampage and Smackdown, and then maybe talking a little bit about tonight's episode of Raw. Dark Side of the Ring aired on Thursday night, and it was the second half. Or excuse me, no, it was season 3. I forget. It was the season premiere. It was either the mid-season premiere or season premiere. I believe it was season 3 premiere. And they talked about the plane ride from hell. It's very infamous. JR has been quoted as saying if he doesn't ever have to talk about the plane ride from hell again, he'll be happy, right? Because it was out of control. So they really went in depth, 1 hour worth. And a lot of things came out of this episode, Linda. I know that you've read and you've seen and you've heard. The biggest thing to come out is twofold. A, Ric Flair doing his Ric Flair as only Ric Flair does. We've joked about it, specifically when we talked about WWE Treasures, when they went to Little Nate's house, Charles Robinson, and he had one of Ric Flair's robes. And they joked about how you may not want to put that on because I'll tell you how I wore the robe, and then I'll tell you how Ric Flair wore the robe. It is well known and well documented, even though there's never been a repercussion. Ric Flair gets up on planes, gets naked, and puts his robe on and starts yelling "woo" up and down planes. It's what he does. Secondly, it was alleged that Ric Flair was over aggressive, excuse me, with one of the flight attendants on this chartered flight, and her interview was on this episode as well. I'm going to tell you personally, Linda, watching this, I felt very uneasy because you could hear it and just see it in her demeanor as she talked, as she spoke. She was uncomfortable. And while Ric Flair thought he was funny, while Ric Flair thought he was just doing what Ric Flair does, Ric Flair was inappropriate. There was allegations of Ric Flair forcing this woman in a cornered off area of this flight to grab his Ric Flair, if you will, his nature boy. Now, the other piece that came of this episode was Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer is quoted, and I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm going to quote from the episode. Quote, "He can move his hips, twirl it, and so his well-endowed penis spins around like a helicopter," Dreamer said. So, hey, he's the nature boy for a reason. He's got a hammer on him. Ric Flair's not trying to impose by force any sexual stuff on anybody. He's just fun, styling and profiling, doing the Ric Flair stuff where everybody's going to laugh about it. But obviously, somebody took offense to it, unquote. Linda, first, before I read what Tommy Dreamer said after the episode aired, I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, as you mentioned, it's been well known that Ric Flair would get naked on the planes, flash, put on the robe and flash up and down the aisle, doing Ric Flair does, or what we've heard about. But when presented in the way Dark Side of the Ring presents it, where you have people directly involved, some you may have never heard speak before, speak of how it affected them, their view on it, their take on it, and just as you mentioned, just her demeanor, the way she spoke of everything and how it made her feel and whatnot, it just puts everything into another perspective. While some may see that as being funny or just as something you can brush off, obviously to her it was not, and now it's just being brought to much more of a bigger light to everybody. Sure. And presented in a different way and very negatively, obviously. Just like we just learned a lot from these Dark Side of the Ring episodes, and this is definitely another one that's stirring up a lot of talk, and about Ric Flair, and just a lot. And as you mentioned, Tommy Dreamer, getting some.
Tommy Dreamer's getting the half of the heat for this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna quote Tommy Dreamer one more time from the episode here. Quote, "If that's how she felt, maybe she should have not taken a payout and went to the fullest extent of the law to then truly put this heinous person in jail. My opinion," unquote, Tommy Dreamer said. What really rocked me and made me feel uncomfortable about it was, he goes, "Look, then it was inappropriate, right? I mean, some people would say my double ponytail is inappropriate, but, back then, that's what we did." That part, him trying to play it off with a joke about his hair, that made me uncomfortable more than anything else.
Yeah, it's quite a contrast in comparison. And, for the guys who were a part of that, or, lived this back then,
Sure.
I mean, to them, sure, that's what they did, or maybe it just wasn't taken as seriously amongst one another.
Now, let me put one more thing out there, too. We've met Tommy Dreamer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tommy needed a cameraman, wanted a Blizzard Bros. I worked with Tommy Dreamer. Tommy was very nice to me. Here's what I always ask for in these type of situations. Own it, apologize, move on. So, Tommy Dreamer's comments after the episode aired. Quote, regarding my comments made on Dark Side of the Ring, I was never my intention to offend, hurt, or victim shame anyone. Understand my comments were insensitive and could trigger emotions in someone's own personal past. I do not condone sexual misconduct of any kind. I apologize to anyone I offended. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry, unquote. That's what I want. Owned,
Yeah.
Apologized. I'm willing to move on. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm happy he came out with the statement. Obviously, knowing the effects of what was said in that episode, and I appreciate that he did that, and it's the words. I think it was well put. So I think he did mean what he meant in the apology as well, and
I believe it as well.
Yeah.
The other side effect of this episode, Ric Flair had those car commercial ads for like insurance or repairs. One of them featuring LA Knight. One of them, I think, featured Frankie Avalon from AEW. Those are pulled. They're gone. I heard him mention something else that cancel culture is now going to go after Ric Flair. Look, at the end of the day, what he was doing may not have been right. And, you live a life of decadence. We all make mistakes. Mistakes can come back. So this is his coming back. It is what it is. I asked Ric Flair to do the same thing. Own it, apologize, move on. That's it. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps we'll have a statement for Ric Flair coming out soon.
Possibly. He's currently not employed by really any company because he showed up at the NWA show. He's not with WWE anymore. He's been released. I've heard questions that, is there any blowback on Charlotte? I don't think so. I don't think anything will happen to Charlotte. A, Charlotte is her own person. B, even if they wanted to not reference the Flair name, they could just call her Charlotte again and, whatever, you can fix the ropes. C, they don't want to lose Charlotte because there's another company that's trying to build a women's division and her fiance works there. So I think they're going to try to hold on to Charlotte as much as they can.
Yeah, I think that would be the case as well.
Let's speak about that company that her fiance works. And they had a show on Friday night called Rampage. 3 big-time matches. Actually, they opened the show with a World Tag Team Championship match. The Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Peto Zero Miedo, took on the #1 ranked Butcher and the Blade with Big Money Matt Hardy and the HFO. This was a Hardy Family Organization night on Rampage because Matt Hardy was out there all night pretty much. A tremendous match again. I mean, these guys, it's a combination of, I wonder if this match happened on Raw or SmackDown, would we get the same feeling or the buzz? I think it's a combination of the AEW, the crowded AEW, the presentation of it, and just the energy that the performers give when they have all those things in front of them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and the energy with the commentators, and I like how AEW, I mean, having Ricky Starks up there, like that was a change, something different.
I'm okay with Ricky Starks, but again, I do not like.
I know it's a
commentary
format with the 3 TVs. I know, but I always love having Jericho out there, with Taz and of course Excalibur. I
might
think
as well have the whole locker room gather around a cell phone. Just call it off of that.
It just brings another dynamic, is what I was getting at with the matches here on AEW or on Rampage in specific. Yeah, I mean, it was a great opening contest, and just, I mean, us recently being at a Rampage taping, we felt that energy in person, and we still feel it in person on TV. I love it.
Right. I'm ready, Linda. I don't know if you heard us during the week. I think I mentioned it to Matthew. I've always looked at any wrestling company to see whenever they hit Chicago or Minneapolis, go, all right, when's Milwaukee? When is Milwaukee coming next? And with Chicago being announced for the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I'm going to need me a Milwaukee show, maybe the next week. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's definitely on my radar as well.
All right, we're sniffing around. We want another show. So, all right. The interview with Matt Hardy and Jack Evans in the ring and Tony Schiavone. Matt is not happy. And what happened to this guy that he pulled out of the crowd here? He literally, cut dude's ponytail off.
Yeah, and was getting a buzz cut. Poor guy.
Right. What about his wife, Linda?
Yes. Taz commented, I think it was Jericho that said, "Oh, poor man has to own his wife with his head shaved and hair cut off." And Taz follows up saying, "No way, he's got a wife." Oh man, just some good stuff. But yeah, obviously, Matt Hardy upset that this fan was resembling, well, at least.
Well, he was even did the hand or the hand
Yeah,
gesture.
Orange Cassidy. Yeah, he was definitely a Orange Cassidy fan, Orange Cassidy supporter.
Yes.
And it didn't bid so well for him, as we saw.
I mean, folks, obviously this was
cut.
a plant in the crowd, right?
But
It's a plant in the crowd. The guy knew firsthand he was going to get his head shaved. He was okay with it. He's probably a local worker and just went in there and said, "Yeah, I'll take the payday to get a haircut. Sure, whatever."
It was a major haircut. So my question, and I thought about this even last week during Dynamite. You know, if Matt Hardy's having this little obsession with cutting off Orange Cassidy's hair, I mean, isn't it usually something where it's like really long hair?
Right.
Did I miss some? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's normally the thing. You know, that's normally what we're talking about.
It's a major change, kind of like the fan.
Right, exactly. But Orange Cassidy has, kind of short hair. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Flip the switch where Matt's hair is going to get cut. That's my only thing
that would be the shocker of shockers, and actually I'd pay to see that.
I don't want Matt's head shaved, but maybe if he cut it, I guess it wouldn't be as detrimental.
Never.
But that would be interesting because I don't think the flip's ever been switched. Well, maybe I gotta think back to the old Brutus Barber Beefcake days, but at least anything recent. So
let's talk about two young ladies that we don't want to see anything happen to. And Ruby Soho has already gotten a haircut anyway, because, I mean, I think she's shaved up halfway up her head. Bret Baker and Ruby Soho, there was just bomb after bomb. I mean, they were swinging at the fence.
That was good. It was a great face-to-face. Definitely getting me more into their match. It's this week. At Dynamite, or is it Friday night?
It's this Wednesday night at the Grand Slam.
Okay.
It might even be at Rampage. I believe it's on Dynamite at the Grand Slam. Remember, Grand Slam this weekend, folks, is going to be 2 hours on Wednesday and 2 hours on Friday.
Right. But yeah, Ruby Soho, Bret Baker, just it was so good. I almost want to watch it back again.
I want to read the line here. Quote, but let's flip the script here. Let's talk about you, Britt. On the surface, you look like every other broad that I stepped across the ring from. Wow, broad. Chicks don't like to be called broads. That's a joke. You can laugh. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, broads don't like to be called chicks either. Entitled, self-centered, and banging some dude in the back. Man, it turns out it's just that. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything more. Wow.
Yeah. And Britt just like, okay. Because, I mean, what is she going to say to that?
Do you know what this, with me saying wow, you know what it reminded me of? Not to bring up the Nature Boy again, because we're trying to move past that, but the Jay Lethal Ric Flair promo on Impact, where Jay Lethal came out as, Black Machismo. Right. And it was Fortune. I think Ric Flair was leading Fortune with it's like Christopher Daniels, James Storm, Frankie Kazarian, AJ Styles. I think matter of fact, Nigel McGuinness in whatever name he was, Desmond Wolfe. That's what it was. But when he was doing his Ric Flair impression, and it kept going, wow. I mean, just bomb after bomb after. Matter of fact, after we taped the show this morning, I'm going to go watch that promo because that thing was gold. I'm invested in this match. Now, I don't think Britt's going to lose, but I want to see what happens. Yeah,
I think Britt will keep the title for quite a while still, but I think, especially the way Ruby was brought in by winning that Casino Battle Royale match.
Yeah.
I don't think Casino is, it is still called that.
Casino Battle Royale.
It's still, even at a different pay-per-view, it is still a Casino Battle Royale. But I think this is a great way to get her shot up even further at AEW and to really get her in that limelight. And it's going to be a great match because if they can go at it this hard just with words, let's see how they go at it with their punches.
The main event, Fuego del Sol offering up his 1970 Gremlin, AMC Gremlin, against the TNT Championship from the Redeemer, Miro. Dude, seriously, Miro has a chance to win a 1970 Gremlin. Have you ever seen one of those? You guys Google it. Well, unfortunately for Fuego del Sol, he lost his car, and now he's going to have to walk home because Miro wins and retains the championship.
He'll have to hitch a ride from his best friend, Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. You might have to do double scooters. Maybe they can use those scooters there in downtown Milwaukee. They were laying everywhere during the Deer District.
They're still hanging around downtown.
Are they? God. I thought that program
yeah.
was suspended, to be honest with you. But let's
Maybe
talk
you're
SmackDown.
right.
Yeah, let's talk SmackDown. SmackDown, so it was different, right? You know, that's what we begged from WWE is don't give us the same stuff over and over. It was different, but it still smelled the same. Big E, the WWE champion, showed up on SmackDown, which will prompt tonight's Raw, Roman Reigns showing up, and it's going to be, I believe it's a 6-man tag. It's the Bloodline versus the New Day.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods taking on Roman Reigns and the Usos. But it's, to me, honestly, it's so convoluted because they have 2 title matches that they're promoting now. Roman Reigns is going to have the Demon, Finn Balor, at Extreme Rules, but Roman Reigns is going to have Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Which one am I supposed to follow?
You know, I was listening to you and Matthew talk about this last week. Like, is there a chance the Demon gets the belt at Extreme Rules? Because there may not there doesn't necessarily have to be the belt
between Roman and Brock.
Right. But it just kind of puts a halt to everything. Takes away some of that excitement of the Demon. It's happy to have the Demon back, but if you can't get the belt.
Right. And then if you do have Finn Balor win the belt off of Roman Reigns, why would Brock Lesnar even care about Roman Reigns anymore? Right. Is it for the ownership of Paul Heyman?
I was going to say maybe that he's just so invested.
For custody of Paul? It's a custody battle?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. I don't think that'll play well in Saudi Arabia. All right, so yeah, it's very confusing for me. And then what was going on with the women? At least we had women showing up this last Friday. Toni Storm and Liv Morgan defeated Carmella and Zelina Vega by a countout, and they're going to have a match. I guess the women are going to get an Extreme Rules match. Have you heard any stipulations on any of these matches? Because I haven't. What's making it extreme?
Not yet. They're talking about things getting extreme, but I do not believe any actual stipulations have been made. I mean, we've got some time.
So what we're going to see, because, again, we're in the home stretch, right? Tonight's Raw is the go-home, and then Friday SmackDown is the go-home.
Oh, geez, yes.
Extreme Rules is
the 26th. This Sunday.
So here's what's going to happen. In one of these matches, somebody's going to pull out a kendo stick. Oh, it's now a kendo stick match. In one of these matches, somebody's going to pull out a ladder. It's now a ladders match. And somebody's going to use chairs. It's a chairs match. It's very poor. I'm sorry.
So you want an eyeball getting gouged out again?
No. Please, for the love of God, please, no more eyeballs.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, build it up. Don't just bring up the weapons, the Raw before or the SmackDown before, and then say that's the match we're going to have. We knew it was Extreme Rules. You could have made these matches.
Yeah.
What's extreme about this pay-per-view?
If they haven't announced it yet, we're going to find out tonight.
I told you how it's
Friday.
Gonna
I know you did.
It's going to happen.
We got to see who's going to.
Right. Somebody's going to pull out a kendo stick, and then their match is now a kendo stick match.
But, well, perhaps we'll get a surprise, and there'll be see what else can be under the ring.
We'll put a Fiend on a pole match.
A what?
A Fiend on a pole match. Maybe we'll get one of those. A Lily or Charlie on a pole match. There you go.
I
mean, it's just ridiculous, to be completely honest with you. Well, but you know what? We're wrestling fans. We're still going to watch. And we're still going to break it down for you. And we're going to break it down tomorrow morning, Linda.
Yes. The 21st of September.
I remember. All right. So for Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.